You're right, it has been going for quite a while now, since December. There have been a whole broad sector of views, whole diverse views. In short, we've received views in respect of underscoring the right of information and its place in the Constitution, and also people encouraged and welcoming that there is agreement around that to have the legislation looked at, re-looked at, and where there are perhaps inconsistencies or areas that could be improved from the public submissions that we received, which we have been receiving an overwhelming amount of support asking for certain portions to be re-looked at and bringing it in line with our obligations in translating the right to freedom of information into practice. So generally, yes, there is a consensus. There has also been, from the views and the submissions from the public, on practical ways that we should think of, that the Commission should think of in how the legislation would be implemented. And those are, of course, also very important because, as we all know, that the three pieces of legislation, once they become implemented, there's also considerations to think of. You won't just want a piece of law, but you'd also want it to work properly in practice. Otherwise, it becomes meaningless if you have something on paper and the ordinary person in the ground is not able to actually carry out this. And this is not something that the Commission doesn't want. So this morning you would have heard, as we did, things that we should carefully consider in terms of how it would operate, the training that would be involved, because we know that right to information is something that we'd all need to be brought up to speed with, but only to understand how it works when there is the acts in place, how to apply what we're required to do it, so we're able to give real effect to the right to information in practice, particularly for civil servants, for anybody who's dealing with information requests, so that we can better serve the public. So in a nutshell, we've had a very broad set of views from across the country. We were in Lambasa, we were also in Savusavu, Nandi Lotoka Singatoka, and today we were in Suva. So across that we heard from different groups and individuals very practical reasons of instances of how difficult it is to obtain certain information about a certain thing, and things like applications for school, reasons as to why information of a child not being able to go to a particular school, services, for example, water service delivery, how long it would take for something like that to happen. So, we were very encouraged. We were also very encouraged by the directness and the how forthcoming the public were, and who did not hold back, and how they were in agreement that they did something like this was overdue, because it helped improve their lives better in every day, not in just the services that are provided to them, but also in their own understanding, whether they be a student, a researcher, a citizen on the street who wants to obtain more information, so the whole spectrum.